This is the Fat Bottom Betty by Drew Estates. It's part of the Deadwood series, and it is a cigar. This is a little bit different of a video than we normally do on Peace, Love, and Guns. I don't recommend you smoking. Every cigarette and or cigar that you smoke increases the likelihood over your lifetime of getting throat, esophageal, mouth, or lung cancer. So do as I say, not as I do here. But every now and then I do like to have a cigar, and I'm here with my brother, CapNknife, and we're going to enjoy a cigar today. He is smoking the
Christoph Maduro.
So let's go ahead and get into the cigar.
Whoa. Here's a lighter.
Amateurs.
Ooh, eat them.
Okay, so the Drew Estates Fat Bottom Betty is a 5-inch by 54 millimeter Maduro cigar. It's got kind of a medium dark wrap on it, and it is a flavored tip cigar. And I'm going with a punch today, with punching the tip there, and immediately I can taste the sweetness of the tip of the cigar, and it's pretty good. I am kind of a cigar noob. I do tend to like
the more floral designs.
Well, I'm not sure that I like floral. I do like sweet. I like wine flavored cigars. I like a chocolatey kind of cigar.
Okay.
Fruit flavored. Like, I like that flavor at the tip. Things on kind of the lighter side of life, as my cousin Sean with the smoking section, links will be down in the doobly-doo below. He does cigar reviews all day, every day, as it were.
Like clockwork. Don't miss them, guys. If you have a chance to take a look at that, and you happen to be a cigar gentleman yourself, look no further than the smoking section and what Sean Monroe's doing.
Yeah, or lady. We have a lot of ladies.
Yeah,
that like
that
to smoke
prefer the
cigars.
cigars.
Let me borrow that again. I need to open this tip up a little bit. This does seem to be a kind of a denser fill.
Sends it.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get a little bit more airflow.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, the sweetness immediately comes through.
I can smell that one. Yeah, I can.
You get almost kind of a chocolatey kind of taste to it. So as a person that likes a cigar with a flavored tip where they actually infuse the wrap at the tip there, as a person that likes that, this is satisfying me there. We'll see what happens as we smoke more into the cigar. Typically the cigar gets, for a non-cigar person, it gets dirtier as you go down the cigar, because you're smoking more
it gets more bitter,
combustion,
the resins and stuff.
Yeah, so the resins and tobacco start accumulating down toward the end, since that's where you're pulling, and they get less sweet as time goes on. You're able to taste different things. It becomes a different experience as time goes on.
Right. And I've heard that
another thing that people like to do in the cigar world is they like to see how far they can ash their cigar. It really doesn't do anything, but it's kind of like a game that cigar aficionados play. And being able to have the cigar burn down and stay attached is a sign of a good built cigar.
Well, it's not only that, but it's also so the cigar, right, when it has ash on it, the ash acts as a restrictor in many ways and an insulator, and so it keeps the cigar from overheating, and that's how you get those resiny tastes. You get a more what you want is a nice slow combustion kind of like thing. You want a nice even combustion, and so it acts as a regulator to have that ash keep it cool. And I believe that's how you get those more nasty bitter tastes, is you have it build up. So what I'll do is I'll have my cigar, and if I've been taking a lot of high revs, taking a lot of puffs, and I'm ramping up my temps, I'll drop my temps down by laying off on it and just kind of letting it the ember kind of, die out, and then I'll act like a bellows. I'll stoke it by taking a puff, and then kind of ramp up my temperatures. That way I'm not just overcooking the cigar. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just what I noticed.
Yeah, and I'll show you a tip here later on, which I also got from Sean with the smoking section. I didn't know that this was a real thing, but you can actually not only can you break your ash off to get more flow and to get a higher temperature of the cigar and burn more of the stuff cleaner, you can actually exhale through the cigar and try and force some of that out. So you've got combusted materials kind of filling up the interstices of the cigar fill, and you can kind of blow some of that out and get a different taste from the cigar. You kind of renew the cigar. So we'll do that here in a little bit. We're about an inch in. The ash hasn't fallen yet. We'll see how far we can make that go, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
But I am starting to get less fruity flavors, and I did just get kind of like a hint of leather. I don't know. I'll look in a minute. I'll look it up on the phone and see what flavors this thing actually has. But I got what I think of as kind of a leather taste. Kind of that smell when, if you've ever been into like a cowboy store where they've got like saddles and
fresh boots
and shit. So it's got kind of that kind of thing. It was just a hint of it. Like people make that joke about those flavored waters. It's almost like you know, you're drinking plain soda water and it thought of strawberry and that's how you get this like very light strawberry. It's like that. It's like you get a whiff of the memory of being in a leather store or something. And while to some people that might not sound like something you want to inhale, I don't know, it's neat. It's a flavor. Another thing that people look for in a cigar when it's burning is how even the wrap is burning. You can see I got a little uneven kind of burn there. We'll see if that kind of self-corrects, but the ash is holding on. It's a tasty cigar, so far, and it's changed a little bit since I started smoking it. But yeah, so far, Fat Bottom Betty. I don't know if this is going to be my go-to, but so far I've liked the Deadwood series. I've tried the Crazy Alice, the Sweet Jane. I really like the Sweet Jane. I really like the Crazy Alice. And the Leather Rose was not my favorite of them, but it still has a good flavor, a flavored tip kind of flavor. And it's interesting because like it's called the Leather Rose. It's a really good looking cigar, but it doesn't have, at least to me, I wasn't picking up the leather so much.
Hey guys, welcome to Peace, Love, and Guns. If you're still here and you're interested on more footage, click like, subscribe, get down with this. Also, you might consider looking into CapNknife, another cool mother from the West.
I mean, we're on the Gulf Coast, so I don't think we get to call ourselves from the West.
Well,
something else that people look at with cigars is pairings. So certain cigars are good with like a steak, or a steak and a glass of wine, or a glass of scotch and some bacon with your Beretta sitting next to it on the table, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe not a Beretta, actually a good gun. Kidding to all the Beretta fanboys out there. But
1911.
But certainly the
it's always got to be a goddamn 1911.
Yeah.
So
this is how Americans eat their breakfast. So with pairings,
yes, pairings.
Today I'm drinking a Big K ginger ale. Big K is a southern house brand, which those house brands are good. I mean, they're made in the same factories most of the time as the real stuff. I don't tend to drink ginger ale a whole lot, but it's nice every once in a while. And pairing with the cigar is really nice. Oh, I just got a nice like from your cigar. It reminded me of the Renaissance Festival.
It's very rich. It's a very rich. Like me, if I drink gin and I like gin and I like cigars, chances are there's a good chance I like gin and cigars. You know, I'm not smoking a cigar to resemble an aristocrat. I'm smoking a cigar because I like smoking a cigar. So if drinking cheap off-brand cola is what I like doing, then that's what I like doing with the cigar. Whatever, you know.
Some people like a cigar with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I'm big on that too.
I can definitely see that with like a flavored cigar that's got like cocoa hints or something like that.
Well, and I'll drink instant coffee. I'll drink instant coffee that I've microwaved, for Christ's sakes, and I'll pour a little bit of honey in it if I want a little bit of sweetness to even out the bitterness, and I'll go from there with the cigar, and that's a great way to start a day. You know?
So I really love the wrap on the rings. What is this called? The ring?
I call it's a band. That's what I would call it.
The band, yeah. So I really like having a cigar with a nice band. So some people pick cigars specifically because of the band having good art or whatever. The art's catchy. I mean, it's advertising 101.
Yeah.
But this one, the band slides around a little bit. Maybe I'm just being picky. It's kind of cool because you can take it off. You can save it. I know some people actually keep their bands.
Yeah. They'll save up a jar full of bands.
Yeah.
And they'll keep the bands also so they have a reference to if it was a good experience, like I was talking about earlier, if they chose it as a mystery cigar, like, hey, that's a choose your own adventure type book, you know, and then they save the pages, so to speak, by saving the band.
Getting closer to 2 inches into the cigar right now, and you can see I've kind of got this crevasse forming inside the ash. I'm probably going to lose this pretty soon here. I've been trying to even it out and burn it at a different angle so it'll kind of, you know, heat rises and all that stuff. Trying to burn it more evenly so that I can keep that longer, but yeah, that's probably going to ash all over myself here in a minute, in which case that's fine. Yeah, so I'm kind of a good 2 inches into the cigar, first third really done there, and still got my ash, so I guess you could call that pretty good construction. And yeah, it's definitely changed taste a little bit. I'm getting more of kind of what I would consider like a leathery kind of taste to it. There might be something else in there that I'm picking up on. It's not like that leather store taste that I was talking about earlier. There's kind of a thickness of smoke that you can feel kind of on your tongue, and it's also changing your perception of what you're tasting. So maybe here in a little bit we'll ash this and we'll blow out on it and we'll see what that gives us. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that kind of flavor change more toward the dark side of things. On my kind of like French inhale, retro hail kind of situation, it's I'm still getting the sweetness though. The paper or the tobacco at the tip still has a sweetness to it. It's pretty good. Might do this again if I'm in the mood for a long burning cigar or a longer burning cigar than I'm used to.
And accordingly, there goes the ash.
There we go. And as you can see, the ash is actually kind of still holding together. Alright, so since I lost my ash, I'm going to go ahead and kind of tap this other off. There we go. Got a nice little conical burn going on there. Okay, so there I just kind of got a coffee flavor. More of a... It's definitely still getting like the hints of like a chocolate, you know, and got kind of a coffee flavor. We're going to go ahead and do that exhale through it. Okay. See what we can get out of it. Smoke goes right in the eyes.
Yep.
So, I've called out some of the flavors that I think are in here. Let's see how on point we are. Let's see here. Deadwood, Fat Bottom Betty, Robusto cigars. This is from cigar-place.biz. Another great resource will be Sean with the smoking section. He's reviewed several of the Deadwood series cigars. Part of why I have interest in them are his videos, so you can check him out. Links obviously in the doobly-doo. But this is from cigar-place.biz. This is their take on the flavors in the cigar. We've got here's an interesting piece of history. These were originally named that was, I think, when it was just the Fat Bottom Betty, the Crazy Alice, and the Sweet Jane. They were originally named the Three Yummy Bitches.
That's badass.
And Sean is a gentleman, and he is a very positive,
a high caliber gentleman.
Yeah, and he calls it Three Lovely Ladies. So now it's Four Lovely Ladies. Sean is really funny. I wish we knew him better, you know? I mean,
yeah, we gotta GoFundMe. Gotta start a GoFundMe to have Sean come down to the South and actually see what rough. We can be three bitches, you know? Hey, you know.
So this cigar is a Maduro wrapper. It's got Nicaraguan fill. It is made in what does the wrap say? The wrap says that this is made in Nicaragua, and so that's that. But as for the flavor profile, and this is something that a more advanced cigar smoking aficionado, maybe smoking one of these a couple times or something, you'd get more of this, but it has an opening blast of sweet cocoa mingled with spicy Nicaraguan pepper and earthy goodness. I'm getting a lot of the earthy goodness. That pepper, that's kind of like that spicy taste. You'll hear people say, the pepper is coming through. That's kind of that spicy, hits your tongue.
Yeah.
On the darker side of life kind of things. Maple, nutmeg, and coffee linger in the background. So there you go. So, yeah, it says it pairs excellent with coffee, dark beer, or red wine. And yeah, so I don't see anything else talking about the other bits and bobs that it's got in there. Yeah, I'm definitely getting into a spicier sort of experience down here. Still got the sweetness on the lips. Still got the kind of heavy, saturated kind of mouth feel. The tongue kind of has a little bit of that coating that kind of dulls the sweeter sense on the tongue. The retro inhale, French inhale kind of gets a little bit of sweetness still.
And guys, this is how historically cigars have helped the advancement of civilization. Guys get together, they smoke cigars, and they talk about science. And they just sit around and that's how we're bettering the world. This is where the world's smartest minds come to think.
Well, here at Peace, Love, and Guns, we're bettering the world in a lot of ways.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we're big proponents of gun culture, changing gun culture in the U.S. to be more inclusive, to bring in black, indigenous, people of color, Latinos into the gun culture.
And women and other transgender, affiliated people and that sort of thing. It's a very open culture to where,
Well, I would argue that it's not a very open culture.
Our culture.
The culture is, in a lot of ways, ashen everywhere. It's a very exclusive culture in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And regardless, that also implies that people want to join and be a part of it, and a lot of people are shied away from it because it's so exclusive.
Right.
There's a lot of
the people that like Subject A aren't necessarily, including people that are part of other cultures. I feel like.
Well, not just that. I mean, we see a lot in Facebook groups and forums or image boards or whatever. You see a lot of anti-trans, anti-gay, just generally homophobic, transphobic posts.
Toxic masculinity. Jim Locke's been really critical on commenting on how toxic masculinity affects gun culture as a whole. And I feel like that is important.
If you haven't seen any of his videos, I'll post a link in the doobly-doo down below. Jim Locke 23, I've been friends with him for a very long time, and he's making gun content, and he's just kind of jumped right into...
Is that Prince on your shirt?
No. Oh. This is the Marquis de Lafayette. He is a Frenchman who helped us fight in the American Revolution against the British, and he brought guns and ships, and so the balance shifts. And this is Marquis de Lafayette, represented by David Diggs in the hit American musical Hamilton. And if you have not seen it yet, I highly, highly recommend it. It's very good. I didn't watch/listen to it for a very long time. It's on Disney Plus, and anywhere you can get digital media on the internet with your tricorn hat on and your cutlass. I highly recommend it. It's very good, and you would think that American history of back in the day when they were wearing powdered wigs and hip-hop, R&B, rap, those things don't go together. And as someone that's not a huge fan of either of those genres, it combines to make a phenomenal performance. It tells a awesome story, which has some historical inaccuracies. Stuff is, happens at different years and different time frames.
Right.
It was made off of Ron Chernow's biography on Hamilton, and Alexander Hamilton, our first our first Secretary of Treasury of the United States. He served under General and President George Washington. It's a phenomenal show. It's a phenomenal music album. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you're going to just be like, this is awesome the whole time. I highly recommend anybody watch it. And yeah, guns and ships, baby.
Nothing like it, you know?
Yeah.
I will say this. One of the first weapons violations that occurred in the United States, believe it or not, a lot of people in the gun community don't know this. And I feel like it's not a trivial fact to be slipped by the mind. One of the first weapons violations that the British had us on was our first early settlers could not own shovels that were made out of metal. Yes, I said it, shovels. We couldn't own metal shovels, we had to use wooden shovels, because in an uprising they could be used as a weapon against the British Redcoats. So when we talk about weapons rights and weapons violations and what, you know, government may or may not allow, think about shovels. Wooden shovels trying to dig through tough, hard clay in a new world. There are some laws that stand to better us, and there are some laws that don't necessarily stand to help us.
Agreed.
Saving that rat, boy.
So I'm at the tail end of the cigar now, and I'm definitely getting stuff on the spicier side of life. You've got all the resins and the combusted material kind of pulled back into the cigar, and got that really kind of thick mouthfeel. Still getting this kind of like hint of kind of almost a leathery taste. Still getting the sweetness from the paper, though it's subdued from where we started. And definitely getting a little bit more spicy. It's hotter burn right now because the cigar is so short, and so you're getting a lot more heat come through. Probably cleaner combustion or more full combustion. So different flavors come out towards the tail end of it. Yeah, all in all, I have to say that I like the Fat Bottom Betty. I'm probably going to smoke this one again next time I really want to sit down, have some good conversation, and you know, have a nice, clean, long-burning cigar, something with a little sweetness. Pairs pretty good with the ginger ale if you like the occasional ginger ale. I generally I find myself doing a lot of spitting and hacking when I smoke a cigar. I don't really like that kind of that layer that builds up inside your mouth.
Yeah.
But this is a sweeter kind of mouth experience with the tobacco, with the smoke, and I haven't found myself having the desire to do a lot of hacking and spitting. Not getting a lot of in the mouth, even though I got a rather big kind of dirty hole at the back there. Not getting a lot of ash, and even now towards the end of it, not getting a lot of heat. So yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and I'm getting that too with the ginger ale and the bubbly.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm getting this like you know, like pins and needles, kind of like almost like you've got something spicy, some kind of allspice, nutmeg. I think it said it's got something like that in there. Some of that maple. So maybe pair with a sweet drink. But yeah, definitely a spicy kind of taste to it toward the end. Sweet and spicy. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh my god.
We'll have to do this again sometime. Mercy. Mercy, we'll smoke a cigar and shoot some videos.
Yeah. If you don't get on that plane today, you'll regret it soon and for the rest of your life. It's really good. Like, I love those old movies. I can't, you know. Listen, kid.
So we'll probably have to do this again sometime. Maybe on camera, certainly off camera. If you like this sort of content, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share all of those wonderful things. We have all the relevant links down in the doobly-doo below. I want to thank you for watching Peace, Love, and Guns. Make sure to check out my brother's channel, CapNknife. He does very detail-oriented knife and gear reviews. He has one on a number of PCP, that is pre-charged pneumatic,
Yep.
rifles.
High-powered air rifles.
He has a really nice review on a road bicycle, as well as some other fun stuff, so definitely check out his channel. If you like this kind of content, go and check out somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Check out Sean at the smoking section. Relevant links in the doobly-doo. And if you want to take a look at some more of the 2A culture specific medium, more so than we do here at Peace, Love, and Guns even, check out Jimlock23. He has some really good videos on the firearms culture intersection with historical civil rights movement stuff. He has a video series on anti-lynching rifle, pistol, and shotgun. It's a very interesting watch, and you should check those videos out. Again, relevant links down below. Again, thanks for watching Peace, Love, and Guns. I'm Will, this is CapNknife, and signing off. Have a good one.